For years, Chadian actor Bonaventure Majitu Bangar organizes readings of poetry and plays in the streets of capital Jamena to bring culture to impoverished neighborhoods. Bonaventure, who is also a comedian, has been in the world of storytelling for nearly 5 years. He has a good number of novels in his possession. According to him, any writing is not negligible. However, he is inspired by the writings of great writers. These collections allow him to feed his mind. Culture should be accessible to all. If we want to have a wonderful world, a harmonious world, everyone should be focused on the same dimensions to be able to dream together. And without culture, we want to be able to initiate developments.
On confisquait l'épanouissement d'un peuple courageux et travailleur. Ce rendez-vous-là ne peut être que celui de la folie. C'est un comme un tas de chenilles dans une calebasse où on aurait jeté le sang.
Taekwondo is part of me. It's my identity. It accompanies the musicality. And what is beautiful in theatre is that you can't work alone. Theatre brings other disciplines together, and other views also enrich what I do in theatres. So it builds a bond while offering this identity to which everyone can identify internally. Bonaventure has been an inspiration to the local community where he hails from, especially children, who gives an ear to his beautiful and inspiring narrations. Residents of Chagwa locality can't get enough of him. I was just walking, I saw that he was performing. I got interested, and that's how I came to listen to what he is saying, and I'm really happy with what he's saying. As I speak to you, if he wasn't around, our children would be crying. Every 2 or 3 months, he brings the children together. He gives them drawings. He teaches them how to act, to draw. Bonaventure is not only an actor, but he is also an artist and owns a theatre house called Theatre and Momentum.
The first group of Nigerians who fled the Russian invasion of Ukraine were repatriated to their country on Friday. The group of around 415, mostly students, arrived in Abuja around 7 in the morning from Bucharest, the capital of Romania, one of the countries where many African students have fled.
Happy to be back home. Thank you, Nigeria.
We had to arrange a bus that would take us from Ternopil to Romania. On getting to Romania, the bus couldn't get to the border because of the lines that were queued up. So we had to get down and walk for about 2 hours to get to the border with our bags. And then even getting to the border, we had to stand for about 14 hours in the cold, waiting for them to open the gate so that we can pass through. And then after passing through, it was a smooth sail from there because the Romanian side of the border, they were so nice. Gave us food, water, one blanket.
The Nigerian nationals arrived with tired faces, but many looked relieved. Several students, most still dressed in their winter clothes, recounted their traumatic experience.
Some of my friends that are presently in Kharkov, the economic capital of Ukraine, some of them are stuck there. Some people are also stuck in Sumy city. And they are trying to get a way to get them out of that city at this point in time. I think the Nigerian government also said it, that they are trying to talk with diplomats or somebody to get them out of there.
Nigeria, Africa's most populous country, has chartered 3 planes from local companies to Europe to repatriate more than 1,000 people. The government announced about 7.7 million euros for the repatriation of about 5,000 people.
Police in Malawi have used tear gas to disperse hundreds of protesters that marched on the streets of the capital, Lilongwe, against corruption in government. The demonstrators were led by a group called Citizens Against Impunity and Corruption. The protesters pelted the district council's offices with stones, prompting the police response.
It was a deliberate ploy to fire tear gas in order to scatter the crowd.
The march was initially planned for March the 2nd, but the permission was later withdrawn by the district council. Speaking on behalf of the protesters, the organizer of the march left a word of warning to the district commissioner.
Don't be on the wrong side of the equation. Our concerns here are bigger. They concern everybody, all the Malawians, people in the villages, even the police officers themselves who are fighting the tear gas. They are affected by the issue that we are raising here.
The organizers promised more demonstrations against individuals and institutions involved in corruption across the country.
Goree Island, a symbol of the Atlantic slave trade off the coast of Dakar, Senegal's capital, is seeing plastic waste accumulate on its fragile environment. It comes despite the precautions taken by the municipality. Every day we are confronted with the same behavior. People throw plastic waste on the island, and yet there are 2 rubbish bins in front of each house. At times the island receives about 1,000 visitors per day, and they bring a lot of plastic waste that they leave on the site. We clean up every day, and every 2 days we get rid of the 700 to 800 kilos of waste in Dakar. Discarded plastic is hard to ignore in Senegal. The litter can't go unnoticed. Head of sanitation on the island, Abdoulaye Mbaye, says they are doing their utmost best to tackle the problem. For better waste management, the island's town hall has set up a system of sorting and composting to transform and value organic waste. The compost that comes out of this chain is used to develop the flora of the island and to generate profits with the sale of the product in other regions. It is now possible to sort the waste. Moreover, this compost is certified. The Senegalese government became one of the latest African countries to expand the ban on single-use plastics. The ban took effect in December 2021. The plastic waste has caused a lot of damage on the island. Now I have to go very far from the island, at least 3 kilometers, to hope to find fish, because there are too many plastics in the area that scare the fish away. On December 5, 2020, the mayor of the island launched the Goree Zero Waste project, but much still remains to be done to stem plastic pollution.
Former residents of Djibo in northern Burkina Faso have warned about the dire humanitarian situation in the town that has been under siege by groups of extremists for at least 2 weeks. According to reports from local inhabitants who managed to escape, armed groups have expelled people from the outskirts of the town where an estimated 200,000 people live. The extremists have reportedly cut off access and are also stopping residents from leaving the town that is also the capital of the Somme province. Speaking to members of the press last weekend in the capital, Ouagadougou, some Djibo residents said that the lack of water and food could soon create a humanitarian disaster.